Everyone, I want to welcome you one more week to my live stream. It's Nono Martinez Alonso here, and today, as always, we have a mixed bag of things, and we're gonna get started really, really soon. I'm gonna wait for a few seconds so we see if anyone else joins. Feel free to start saying if you can see me and hear me, okay, and where you're connecting from and what you're up to. What have you been learning? What you want to learn here? And so on and so forth. All right, so give me, I don't know, let's give it 30 seconds or 60 seconds and we'll get started. Testing, testing. Hi everyone, it's Nono here again and we're starting now. As always, let me see if this works. I will remind you to like this video if you want to support the work that I'm doing here with the channel, the podcast, and the tutorials, and to subscribe if you want to see when I go live next or when I upload new videos. You can join us also on Discord at None of Them Maslas Discord or with the QR code. And a quick recap on last week. Something funny happened is I think I added from the very beginning the title for the live stream 73, and it seems like YouTube automatically flagged it as if I had added too many keywords to the title. Maybe possible, but I was actually testing or like adding information about what I was about to be doing. The keywords were ML Kit or for Lobe and Raspberry Pi, and I also added Adafruit's Braincraft hat. This is what I actually reviewed last week or what I took a look at. I've brought it with me today. I don't know if you're going to be able to see a lot. Oh, maybe this falls. Yeah, I need to take it out of this box later, but let's see if it focuses. Right, so I just brought it here on a case so I could bring it to the studio, but I'll take it out later. We can, if we get time, if we do something with this today, I'll tell you a bit more about what that is and what I'm doing with it. Raspberry Pi is a really cheap computer. The Adafruit's Braincraft is what they call a hat. It's like a chip that you put on top that is supposed to be prepared for machine learning, basically to run predictions on a model. And this specific kit was thought to work with Microsoft's Lobe. All right, so that's for last week, and hopefully, I don't know what we're gonna do today yet, so we'll see what we'll look at. Okay, so what else we have here? So this is the time lapse that I showed last week. So this is the kit that I'm talking about. I managed to assemble it, and I actually managed to solve the error that I had last week, or the problem that was that I couldn't SSH either via Ethernet or Wi-Fi. I realized that when you burn an image into the SD card, you can actually already preset the username and password, SSH access, add a key that is authorized with SSH access and many other things, and even enable Wi-Fi, so pass the password of your Wi-Fi to that SD card. So when the Raspberry Pi first starts, it already has the ability to auto connect to the Wi-Fi, and you can find it on the local network, and you can SSH into it and access it as any other Linux machine on the cloud. So we've done that many times on the live stream, but this time is a physical device that is connected to my Wi-Fi, and I have an Ethernet cable here in case that we want to connect, because I connected it at home to the Wi-Fi, so it doesn't have the Wi-Fi password of the studio. All right, so another thing is, this is, we can say it's old, it's a month ago, but this is the latest episode that's published on the podcast. It's Habits and Passion Projects. I'm not sure. I think I recorded this on the live stream, so not sure what live stream that is, but that's still there. That talks a bit about my habits and passion projects, and this is something related to a talk I gave the other day. That I have some slides, and I'll comment on in a second. Oh, these ones. So these are the slides of a talk I delivered on Saturday at the University of Malaga. This is where I studied, but I was the science faculty, so people who study and teach biology. I showed many of my projects, many of them you've seen before, others I haven't commented on the live stream. This was a talk in Spanish. It's recorded. I forgot. I was going to add an image here. Maybe I can look for it. All right, connection speed. Oh, Rob, actually, now that you're mentioning, I'm gonna take a look at the connection speed, because I pumped up the kbps of the video, and that might not be great. So I put it at 25 kbps, and we were normally live streaming at 13 kbps. I'll put it at 14 kbps, and you tell me if the quality is the same or better, or anything, if you notice something. I've changed it now. So let me see. I think I might be able to find it here. So if I could find there. All right, yeah, I think I'm gonna be able to do that. Mm-mm. Do I have that here? I don't know where I put this now. All right. Mm-mm. Give me 1 second, just 1 second, so we can. We're on this slide. I'm gonna go. Yeah, maybe we just stay here for a second. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Awesome, Rob. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. I don't know where I've put this folder. Hopefully, it didn't get lost. It's not on my desktop. Right. I'm gonna quickly add here a break slide. Just want to make sure I haven't lost the recordings. Okay, I'm almost there, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, everything seems to be okay. Yeah, I'll ask from you if you can tell me again if you can see me fine and everything's good. All right, so sorry for that, not here. All right, we were here. What happened? while I was on break, I realized that cleaning up my desktop for this live stream, I had removed a big folder of videos that I had on my desktop. And the issue is that lately I'm running out of space on Dropbox. This is something that it's getting crazy. Like, I have 3 terabytes of data on the cloud. And honestly, you can pay for 1 more terabyte, but I was trying to see if there was things, there were things that I shouldn't have online. If I were to buy that extra terabyte, you have to pay for it yearly, which I'm probably going to do. But if you record 4K video, this is something that is going to get filled pretty quickly. So what I had done is delete it. Luckily, I have a hard drive here that is a tiny, super fast hard drive that makes it really comfortable to make backups to for this type of data, even if maybe it's the other way around. Yeah, maybe even if you have a lot of data, this is super speed. Well, that was the other way around, right? All right. So it's a Samsung. You can read here probably. It's a T7 model, and it has a USB-C port, and this is one of those that can transfer up to 10 gigs per second, I think. And I think that the next specification of USB-Cs, I think it's called 3.2 or something. It's going to be able to transfer data at 40 gigs per second. So it makes it super easy for me, or super convenient, to just drag and drop files. Otherwise, I would have lost the conference recordings. And luckily, I have it. So they have the video embedded on them, and yeah, I just lost a few screenshots. But there was other part that I hadn't backed up to the hard drive that was saved by Dropbox. So Dropbox had uploaded those videos. I have deleted them or moved them out of Dropbox, but because I have some time to restore deleted files, I could also restore those files. All right, 3 terabytes. 3 terabytes of Dropbox. Yeah, so this same drive is really good, but yeah, 3 terabytes. I think the Getting Simple podcast is already 500 gigs or 600 gigs. And yeah, just the other day I recorded 40 gigs of video to record 5 conferences, one of them, this one including mine. So going back to what I was saying before, these are my slides, and what I was talking about here, you cannot read anything in here, but this is a timeline from when I was 10 or 13 years old till today that I'm 32. And it talks about the kind of the things that dragged me to be here where I am today, working on as a machine learning engineer, coding, trying to teach designers or learn myself as a designer how to do certain things, and how I kind of try to join the paths from art and design and programming into one. Of course, I talk about my atomic habits. That is what I was mentioning before with this podcast episode. And yeah, so the gist of this is, like, I might get to translate this talk and share it on the YouTube channel. It's a summary of many things, and we've gone in depth into most things before, but yeah, this was just a talk for around 22-year-old students. All right, so we use this new gadget that I have, that is the Wireless Go 2. These are wireless microphones. So the two on the side are transmitters, and the one on the middle is a receiver. They all have charger that is a USB-C, as this hard drive that I just showed. What's nice is that it comes with 3 short cables. So I have like 3 USB output, and I can plug them at the same time, and they charge, and they go for up to 6 or 7 hours of recording, even with the wireless setup. So each of the transmitters has a microphone, but you can also plug with a mini jack a lavalier mic, which maybe has more quality, or maybe you can put with a cable inside of your shirt so you don't see it while you're recording. And then the receiver can either plug to one or both of the mics at the same time. And then with a USB-C interface, you put it into your computer with a USB, or your phone, and it acts as an audio interface. I pipe it to OBS or to any program, recording program, through Hijack, because that way you can split the left and right channels for the two mics, right? So you have the two mics as separate signals, and that way you can manipulate the volume in real time of microphone one or microphone two. And one thing that I've tested is that from my podcast recorders, right? So we have here I think I can pull this up. I have the Zoom H6, so I have it here, right? So it's a bit dusty at the moment, but this is the Zoom H6, and you can see the levels here. So okay, so those levels are green. That's why you can see the the chroma effect affecting there. But yeah, you have the levels there, and the one. Let's see how we can do that. Yeah, I cannot show you that, but yeah. So this has a line out like a micro jack, mini jack, and the mini jack with like a normal mini jack to mini jack cable can be plugged into here, right? So you can plug that line out in here, and that way you can plug a complex recorder sound system, like with this microphone, for example. You can send the signal of that the recording is capturing in real time to the receiver on the middle, and then you can capture that audio from another device, or maybe from an iPhone or a camera, which you can plug the receiver, right? So this is just like a nice tool that I've tested. It works really well. It seems like many people in the industry that are recording video or producing ads or movies or things like this know about this, and it seems like it simplifies a lot the professional gear that you had to use if you want to have like wireless in place setup. So it's pretty good. I mean, it's around 200 $300 for the kit with the two mics. And if you want lavalier mics, you need to buy that separately. But yeah, it's a pretty nice kit. And what I bought extra was USB-C to Lightning iOS or iPhone cable, so I can plug the recorder, so the transmitter, no, the receiver in the middle. I can plug that to the iPhone directly and then record with the audio from the mics, which allows you to have the subject meters away from the camera, but still have a clear audio signal. Hello, Sajeh, and hello, Rob. That you guys are showing up all the time. Thanks so much for doing that. And for everyone, so you can submit questions for the live stream or the podcast to gettingsimple.com/ask. And I would really appreciate some audio questions. And yeah, okay. So cool. Yeah, so this here is or are the goals of the live stream. I honestly have been more busy than I should for the past months. There are things that are not here. This part I haven't progressed a lot, but I really want to. Video editing in Descript, uploads to YouTube, create cover music. I want to delegate a lot more than I can at the moment, but I just have to look for the people. And we haven't done anything on the intro to machine intelligence for designers or creative machine intelligence for designers course. Haven't not done a lot. I mean, we've been learning techniques and learning things, which is great, but I think we need to make either more frequent live streams or make them a bit longer. I was thinking about doing a community call. So what I'm gonna do is pass through a survey or something to see what days of the week would work better and what times of the day as well. I just want to get to know some of you guys and see what are your thoughts on the podcast and the live stream, and try to have a conversation that is more than just me talking, right? I've said this repeatedly. We haven't done it yet. And we did the Q&A. We haven't done any progress on the collaborative AI app, so we do have this. Let me see, didn't go here, right? No. So in live.suggestive.drawing.com, we have this, and we've kind of abandoned it, which is not great, but we should kind of continue and get back to it. We need to add something like WebSockets or like some other like YJS, but that's there, right? So that's something that we need to get back at. And yeah, we've seen different things. A Raspberry Pi, I'm not sure if that's a distraction or something that can maybe tie to some of the initial live streams. And we haven't been editing. So let me see what's in here. So we don't really have a lot of agenda more than maybe taking a look at the Raspberry Pi. And we haven't really, how can I say, I haven't really done a huge amount of work in delegating, right? So one of the things that I would like to do, maybe we can start doing, is writing job descriptions. This is something that I really want to do. I don't know if it's as formal as a job description, but I do want to find people. The goal is to find creatives who can work and collaborate with me on producing and editing, and we'll refine this description. Content for Nono.ma, Getting Simple podcast, for the Nono.ma site, Getting Simple podcast, and the YouTube live stream, right? So the problem is that I continue to hit a limit on the amount of content that I can produce and edit myself, and I do need help, right? I said this on the podcast. That help ideally comes in the form of editing work, collaboration to refine produced documents, and other types of contributions, right? So it's not easy because we do have a big set of tasks that need to be done or that I want to get done. I'll grab time on evenings and weekends. Okay, so Rob, for example, you're proposing as collaborator. So what I want to do, and this is something, I mean, that would be great. Like if that happens, that would be great. I want to define really clearly what the work that we require is going to be, right? There are things that are more about automation, things that have so types of work in like at a big scale. We can say, let's move this aside, right, and make this a bit bigger. The types of work can be well defined tasks that can be automated, creative, or work and contributions, or just creative work. Video and audio editing. So in here we'll have, for example, uploading videos to YouTube, creating video thumbnails, scheduling podcasts for publication, right? And those mix a lot: video and audio editing, clipping segments from the live stream, editing podcast episodes. Hi, Ankit. Nice to see that you're connecting online. What are you up to? We are currently taking a quick look at what type of job descriptions or roles we would benefit from in the community to be able to produce more content, right? Like I'm trying to look for people that can help me or work with me in editing and producing material, cleaning up things, because otherwise, I waste a lot of time editing content and thinking about how to publish it and scheduling content rather than producing more and being able to research more and prepare better the content for the podcast and the live stream. So the goal is, and the goal would be the goal is to find creators who can work and collaborate with me on producing and editing content for the Nomad side, for those three places, right? For those three projects, right? So let's make this bullety so we can focus later on making it better. And the goal is also to release Nono from editing and publication work to focus on producing high quality content. That is, it's a blocker for me because I cannot do this often. Types of work. All right. So let's try to think of like actual jobs, right? So this is maybe here job descriptions, goal, problem. Okay, job descriptions. So let's see. I would say I'm gonna name things here sort of as they come to mind, like without order of importance. So for example, a sketch editor, right? And the description would be edits sketches in a format that can be edit sketches to be ready or prepares sketches to be published at sketch.nono.ma, right? So that, for example, is because every week I publish sketch here, and as I've shown before, maybe I haven't shown too much detail yet, but as I've shown before, I do have a really large data set of scanned drawings that need to be edited and ready for publication. That way we can also hopefully publish it. Prepare sketches to be published on sketch, prepare edited sketches data sets, maybe label scanned sketchbooks for to train object detectors, right? So this is like a set of goals that we can have. So let's quickly go and look at Discord. I'm not sure if anyone's putting anything there. And one thing I'm gonna say. So I acknowledge what goes on here, right? If I go to the Amazon affiliate program, right? Like this is something, uh, as you can see, like I'm not making any money, right? So I've written some stuff, and some of the things that I've written or put on the videos, people click, and you can see there are clicks, but only 28 cents a month with this type of purchase, right? I'm even making more money with like the Brave network, the Brave Creator Network, which is also just $1 or $2 a month. It's not like something super important. And these type of links, like I can go here and say, for example, Amazon Road. So let's look at Amazon, right? Like if I go to Amazon and I look for the Rode Wireless Go 2, right? So I get this product. It has a price, it has a code, and I can create a link. So this is an affiliate link, right? This is an Amazon link, and if I add this thing behind it, when you click it, right, I'm gonna make like a tiny percentage of the things you buy on Amazon, I think for the next 24 hours or something like that. I'm the lead for you to visit Amazon, supposedly. And these links are everywhere, even Google. Like if I do Rode Wireless 2 many times, I think I have ad block on, but if I do, for example, Rode Wireless 2, this is a this is a this is an ad, so they paid for it. But when you get links sometimes to amazon.es or amazon.com, sponsored by Google, I see those mainly on my phone. They do have, so Google has its own referral code, so maybe it's Google that are taking a cut when you do that, right? So it depends. But if you go to someone else's video, like if you go to like another YouTuber's video, you're gonna see that they have those links, right? So just note that those are affiliate links, and I'm gonna try when I add a link like that. So for example, Rode um, wireless go to, so wireless go to um, microphone system, right? So I'm gonna write this here, and I'm gonna put here affiliate link, and I'm gonna put the link, right? So you know that that's an affiliate link. But that, if you click it and if you buy things through there, that's gonna support the channel, that's gonna support my work, and I might make a tiny little bit of money, right? So just so I tell you, so you know, because I try to be really open about that. This is not like none is getting rich out of our attention or something. It's just I'm trying to produce nice content, and I don't even have sponsors on the podcast. So after 4 years, so that's my bad, and we should look for sponsors. So that was a quick note on the Amazon affiliate program. I'll put here shown interest, Rob Beal. All right, so yeah, and we do have a live stream on this. We trained with Jolo, but it didn't work, I think, on the experiment I did. But I did start labeling. I did start making a data set on this with CBAT. And this would be with CBAT. And we can put an instance online and maybe create authorization code so people can get there and do labeling jobs. So that's great. So that idea, right? And I might be able to open here. Yeah, these files are huge. Every time that I have to download those, this may throttle the connection. Okay, let's see. Yeah, no, it seems it's good. So this is downloading, and my OBS is actually uploading video, not downloading anything. And we'll get this, and I'll open. So I haven't shared these slides on the channel, but maybe we can take a quick look. And this is talking about the sketches, right? So this would be a job of like sketch editor, or yeah, I don't know about the title, because sketch editor is more this, and this is more like dataset preparator or something like that. This is more like a labeler. So yeah, I don't even know what this is. So this is actually editor. Okay, so if we move a bit and if we think of more things, we can add it. But I would like to work on these things live, because that way I make a bit of progress on what I have to do, and I also involve you guys. So the next thing I said, like podcast editor and live stream or like video editor, right? So these are different things. So here the title is not necessarily right. Like the most important thing is to have people who can do the tasks. So it doesn't need to be the same person or be called podcast editor. All right, and maybe we do have that ready. 26 hours. What's going on here? You see, I'm so tired to get these messages. I have a lot of writing about it. Like I'm using 3 terabytes of 3 terabytes. Free up space or upgrade now. Seriously, it's like just I like at least I'd like at least this because it doesn't show up all the time. Free up space. So first they're telling you what you need to do, which is good, right? Upgrade now doesn't tell you anything that you can actually free up space, right? So if I click on upgrade, I'm not sure what I get. Yeah, get more space and powerful productivity features. Choose your plan. So I do have this one, which is 3 terabytes. But if I go to choose your plan, they just tell me that there is, so this is plus, professional plus e-sign. And then there's Dropbox Professional, which is what I do have, right? All right, so what do I have? Professional storage space. Yeah, so they do give me this option, right? So they do give me this option that is pay $60 a year to get 1 more terabyte. And I'm not sure how many of those I can add. Like if I continue running out of space, can I keep adding 1 terabyte? I'm not sure, but I'll check it out and maybe report back. But I have to say, I do have a lot of screenshots and the intention of writing about that because it's a never-ending battle. Okay, so yeah, Rob, labeling, that'll be good. If anyone else wants to do labeling, just write on Discord. Feel free to like write on Discord or write comments on the chat. I'll read them all. So all the comments on the videos. All right, so podcast editor, editing, long form podcast interviews mainly, and solo episodes on Descript. Add intro and outro to episodes. Add intro and outro to episodes. Add episode metadata. And so this is podcast editor, and this is something else, is kind of like podcast publisher, which would be write episode title, write episode summary, write episode description. Schedule podcast publication. And I'm sure I'm going to think about many other things here, right? So video editor, clip segments, so edit, how can I say, add episode, so add video chapters, markers on Descript. Edit video clips, segments, edit video segments, edit live, or edit video segments to publish as individual clips on YouTube. So there is another thing from Descript that we can do, is like export individual, so export chapter clips to upload to YouTube as well. Here, export WAV and MP3 files with metadata. I do have some scripts to do a lot of the processing, so the publication process. But it would be good to write a guide on how everything is done and have people help. Video editor. Yeah, I think this doesn't really work, but yeah, I don't know. Guest booker, researcher. Podcast researcher. Guest booker. Contact potential interview guests and book interviews. Contact and book interviews with potential guests. Research questions. Research and prepare questions for interviews. This is all stuff that I've been doing on my own mainly, except for some editing of the videos and so upload videos to YouTube, add end cards, add subtitles. Okay, so videos and podcasts. Fix transcriptions on the podcast as well. Fix transcriptions, which that might be a separate person as well. Okay, so what else? What else can we get here? What other things? So we do have. So for the live stream in machine learning, right, or something is like prepare live stream content coding and ML content. Cleanup live stream content for publication. So this is in the form of like Markdown, PDF, write-ups, and clean up live stream content for publication. Help prepare live stream topics, code, samples, ML, algorithms, notebooks. Right. So, what do you guys think? What are we missing? What things could we take a look at that are not here? I think we need to continue developing this list, and I'm gonna start. So places to look for collaborators or workers. If it's like external contractors, a place that is obvious is Fiverr or Upwork. There are other platforms. These are platforms of people who just lend you their money to do what they know how to do. Discord community. So I've seen that there are already people who have shown attention on or like interest in doing these things. The thing is like how to coordinate different people to do a similar thing. Okay, so I do. Let me show you. Let me show you really quickly what we've been doing, how I've been collaborating with other people. So we do have many videos, right? Many past videos that haven't ever been edited. But all the ones that say done in here have been edited in some way, right? So for example, 1 year of live streams, both parts are done because they are uploaded, and we have these YouTube videos published, right? But for example, even for live stream 46, we do have a ton of clips that the main video has to be reviewed, and there are a lot of clips that need to be extracted that haven't been uploaded, right? So there's a lot of potential for growth on the channel with things that are already recorded but that we have never edited, right? there are also talks that have never been edited. So, for example, I can put here the one I gave on Saturday, which is like UMA, remote creativity in Spanish, which is also a talk. And that probably is going to be edited by me, right? So I assign that and I put it here in sketching. All right. So this is also Spanish. So I do have recordings for those, but they haven't been edited. And the thing. All right. So Rob Beal mentions here. So let me see how I can better do this. If I can quickly paste this in our other thing here. All right. Perhaps a weekly where all contributors talk about work that needs to be done, essentially a planning meeting for upcoming streams, etc. Yeah, I mean, this is the idea. I haven't had a lot of time to do it myself, but if I involve other people, probably it's going to be a bit more serious, let's say. So that is a great suggestion, and maybe that's what we need to do. Another thing that we have is that we're going to create private Discord channel so we can discuss those things. I have some with some of the people I've collaborated already, and maybe even involve on some of the other more open channels, other people who want to, um, or retro and past streams. Yeah, no, retro, that is good. I personally see all the time that the live stream is a bit slow in terms of I don't have everything super prepared. So having sections that are a bit more prepared and I can deliver content more quickly, that's going to be probably a good thing, right? All right, so I do have a bunch of slides here which I should talk about in at some point. There are things that we've done, for example, these experiments, right? These are things that we've done on the live stream. So then later I can give talks or like talk about this work elsewhere. But I haven't shared specifically these narratives on the live stream, right? So what I was commenting on before, there is a process here that would be helpful for the person who edits, right? So in this talk specifically, I was talking about my sketching gear, so like my backpack and my so let's see if this wants to work now. Yeah, my backpack or my sketchbook of choice right now, my pens and watercolors, my palette, my the computer and the blog, the Remarkable tablet, which I don't want to throw anything. It's here with me, and then the process I use to get to the point where somebody has to edit, right? I do scan in high resolution. I do use so let me see, I'm always in the middle of things, right? So I was saying I do scan this drawings in high resolution. I use Photoshop to edit them, InDesign sometimes to prepare them, and then through Adobe Acrobat I print them in high resolution, right? So this is the Canon Image ProGraph Pro 300. It's something I have new from January, and it delivers even better quality than the former one, which was the Canon Pro Pixma Pro 10, right? And then I produce reproductions, so high fidelity reproductions called Glisse prints or Glisse prints or something like that, which is not more really than high quality paper and museum quality ink that doesn't fade with the light of sun, unless you let it sit on the sun for like 70 years or more. And yeah, this is the scanner. I use the Canon Scan Light at 220, even though we also have the 400. And this is it. And yeah, so usually what I have is one folder per sketchbook. So I put all the pages of a specific sketchbook scanned in the raw format, right? Like just as a JPEG scan without editing, with a number of the page, right? So for example, if I have 10 pages from sketchbook 2019-02, then I'll have files from 01 to 10. And this is what it looks like, right? So we have this is sketchbook 2019-01, right? And these are all my pages, all my sketches. This is the second one I did in 2019. I was more prolific than other years. And this is 2019-03, right? My third sketchbook. It's a bit crazy that I did so many sketches just in 2019. And this is 2020-01. This is still using the same type of Moleskine sketchbook, I think. And is it? Yeah, so I don't have any of the new sketchbooks here scanned. I mean, I do have the sketches, but not a collage. This is the Stillman and Byrne Alpha series, and this is an A5 size instead of A4. This is what I'm going for at the moment. So I kind of gave you part of this talk now here, which I didn't want to do, but I think it's good to provide context. So the idea is, you get to one of these pages, and as we saw in previous live streams, you made bounding boxes for like what's a sketch, what's a label, what's an arrow, and then we train an object detection network to classify those in, or like detect those in new drawing pages and automatically crop them. So that's a good idea. It's an experiment to auto-generate data sets from other people's sketchbooks and from my new sketchbooks and assist with cropping. And then I do go in detail into how from an image like this, I get to something like this, right? How do I edit? How do I do the process of like exporting and all that stuff? And usually what I try to do is like I have the scan. Note that this is in Spanish. In the middle, we have the edited version. And on the right, we have two different alpha masks. One is with where the drawing actually is, and the other one is where the annotations are, the arrows and the text. And, if you combine those on the web, we could also automate going from the edited sketch to just the drawing, and from the edited sketch to just the labels. You can see that here behind me, right? And, I talk about the process of like how we have a white patch to cover things on the page. Dirt mask helps you see what's stains or things that are, from the page behind. You can emphasize them and then remove some things and then hide the dirt mask. We do also have the color section, where for color sketches I usually increase the saturation because the scanner reduces it. Touch a bit the levels or curves sometimes. Have a selection of the piece that has color. Usually I get the black colors selected, and I'm going through this really fast, right? I don't intend to go in detail, just like kind of skimming through. You can check here the color range and then select just the dark colors or the dark lines, and that way I can make the blacks more black. And this is usually not to fake the drawing, it's just because you lose contrast on the colors when you scan too closely, because the scanner is actually pumping light to your page and making the actual blacks and the pen strokes really dark makes the prints look so much more realistic and nicer, right? So you can see that we increase the contrast, but only here, only of the black strokes, and then we can increase the contrast of the rest of the drawing separately. So the whites, we just try to clean up the background and what actually was white on the drawing, or mainly like the things that were not the focus drawing, and have a clear canvas. So if we put these drawings in a white slide or in a white background page, we can choose how the proportion of the background looks, and it's not determined by the crop of the image. And I reframe many times those labels, right? I do get even different arrows and things. That really depends on how much I want to go into detail, or if I want to leave those things. And then I would export, clipping the height, and then we publish on the blog, and that automatically sends it through to social media and newsletters, right? And that is a really fast forward, but that's what it is. And I don't know what this one is. This one is the auto select. So this is me auto selecting, or like selecting where the drawing actually is. So sometimes we have some local cleanup or local edits. And again, the purpose is to be able to generate those masks and to have an editing that is consistent throughout files, right? And the idea is that you end up with different files for like the masks. The edited version are the web version. And here you see I'm doing some reframing. I'll now probably crop the vertical and export to the web. And then we upload that and then we publish that to the web, right? With CSS in here, you see that because we've adjusted the height, the camera only takes the space it has to take. But then later on the thumbnails, we can force with CSS the proportion of the images are square, right? Or even maybe make them like a vertical card or an horizontal card. And Adobe InDesign and Adobe Acrobat, I use them for printing with the printer that I mentioned before. And this is what I would do. I would click on print. I'm not gonna go through this, but we print this image at high resolution. We set up the page to also even fool the printer that we're using a different type of paper, and we do select the color profile, maximum quality, and we print this thing. And in Illustrator, I usually just vectorize some line drawings and remake them later. So what you have on the right was actually a hand sketch of mine, right? Like here, this hand sketch. Then this is the Photoshop edited version, increasing contrast, so it's just black and white. And then we have the we have the vectorized version there and the redrawn, right? So the redrawn actually I could have done on top of other drawing, but sometimes the vectorized version is good, so you don't have to redraw it completely. And on eWriter, I write. So you know that I have this sketch.node on my blog, and we do, or I do publish these things every week. Every Tuesday, if you sign up, you'll get it at 9 a.m. here, or like 10 a.m. here in Spain, in Spanish, and 3 p.m. here. That is also, I think, 9 or 10 a.m. there in the US. So it goes in different times for the time zone allocation, right? And yeah, so that's kind of the end of what was on this talk for regarding sketching, and that is the project for which I want to have sketches edited. All right, so I see that Rob mentions, let me, this is the only way I have right now to highlight what people say on the chat, right? So I'll do that because that way I'm talking over something, not just talking to the air. Love hearing this background. That's a lot of work for that flow. What flow do you mean? So can you clarify? The one thing I'll highlight is you see how much better or how much more information you can get from me if I have slides and I have like time lapses and things illustrated that way. There is a narrative, there is a message. It's like delivering a lecture. It's not like just me using my computer and like bumping with things, which is also a nice process. But I understand that if I were aiming to prepare more things as if I were delivering a talk on the live stream, even though it requires more time from my end, it saves more time to the viewer because the information is better prepared, it's clearer, and it's going to be delivered more succinctly and better, probably with better supporting examples because I have the time in advance to look for them and not have to ramble around. So that is a lot of work in that flow. I'm gonna interpret that while you answer, if you're still there, Rob, with us, that it is a lot of work. I mean, the main piece was to establish the workflow, to actually spend time iterating and going through a process and then saying, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing every single time that I want to publish a post with a sketch on my blog. And, honestly, I create an action in Photoshop. So it creates all the folder structure and stuff. But then I have some manual steps like selecting where the blacks are, and the contrast for each image is maybe different. Maybe sometimes I have to manually select the outline of an object. So it is a lot of work. And that's why I'm trying to look for people who want to learn things like this or want to help me in working and editing that. Because my idea is that I could have all the sketches edited and ready for publication. And then we can serve those online as datasets, but also create faithful drawing reproductions, maybe prints that I can sell later, or NFTs or reproductions, but also have them available if I want to publish a specific sketch in the near future, right? Like I'm thinking of like I'll schedule different posts that I can publish with certain sketches, and I'll set out for editing the ones that I know that I want to publish next. All right, so it's all about saving time and being a bit more efficient, but also being able to do the same things in a better way. All right, so that was a lot. We're at 7:30 p.m. for me, and we've covered a bunch of things here. So maybe here, editor, prepare sketches to be published, prepare sketches for production printing, for physical printing. All right, and yeah, so that was kind of a first walk around the job description. So I like that Notion did this thing where I can now make this expandable section, so we can keep this in here. And yeah, so what I promise, I'm gonna have to leave soon because we've been going for more than an hour already. So I'm gonna take a look. So I haven't put any markers here, so it's gonna be harder later. Google's Imagen. All right, so this is my quick comment on imagen.research.google. So you can access this on your machine. Imagen research.google, image generator, image gen. Research.google is a hot topic. It's been released recently, and it is, as I understand it so far, with the few things that I've read, this is Google's response to OpenAI's DALL-E 2. I think it's crazy, and I'm going to say this, it's crazy that what people are talking about on Hacker News about this algorithm is how to train it or crowdsource the training so this thing works with porn. And the main reason why Google doesn't want to open this is because people want to use this for porn. I think that's crazy. I mean, I think there is something there that I don't quite understand. I mean, I can see people's point, but it's a bit crazy. I mean, it's not that they're saying that as an excuse, it's that people are saying that that's what they want to use it for first, right? And there is another interesting point that I'll comment on now. So, Google Research Brain Team, we present Imagen. All right, so let's read this through. We present Imagen, a text-to-image diffusion model with an unprecedented degree of photorealism and a deep level of language understanding. Imagen builds on the power of large transformer language models in understanding text and hinges on the strength of diffusion models in high-fidelity image generation. Our key discovery is that generic large language models, for example T5, pre-trained on text-only corpora, are surprisingly effective at encoding for image synthesis. Increasing the size of the language model and Imagen boosts both sample fidelity and image text alignment, much more than increasing the size of the image diffusion model. Imagen achieves a new state-of-the-art FID score of 7.27 on the COCO dataset without ever training on COCO, and human raters find Imagen samples to be on par with the COCO dataset itself in image text alignment. I'm going to make a personal comment there. FID is the Frechet Inception something. Let's look for that, because otherwise I can't continue. Frechet Inception distance. All right, so the Frechet Inception distance measures whether the images created by a generative model resemble the original images, right? It's basically to see what the quality of the images that you're generating are, and the closest they are to real images, real data set out in the world, not generated by a machine, the better, right? So they get to, and we're going to continue reading now, they get to a crazy 7.27. And I think I lost it. Where is it? Yeah. No, here. Okay, here. So if you see in the table there, in here, we have that 7.27. DALL-E 2 gets to 1039. DALL-E got to 1789. These networks, right? Even DALL-E was 2021. This is 2022. DALL-E 2 was 2022. This is a race. They're trying to make these networks so fast and so much better. And, this number can only keep going down because, we've already, or they have already achieved 7.27, and they can only make it better. All right, so continue where we were. To assess text-to-image models in greater depth, we introduced DrawBench, a comprehensive and challenging benchmark for text-to-image models. With DrawBench, we compare Imagen with recent methods, including VQGAN plus CLIP, which we used in Livestream 72, I think, latent diffusion models, and DALL-E 2, and find that human raters prefer Imagen over other methods in side-by-side comparisons, both in terms of sample quality and image-text alignment. It links to DrawBench here, which I have no idea what it is. DrawBench prompts, all right. Research paper, all right. And we have the paper here. I'm not sure if they linked to paper or web version. All right, photorealistic text-to-image diffusion models with deep language understanding. So this is probably worth linking on Discord today. Imagen. All right. So let's see. Wait 1 second. So let's load the model really quickly. So the paper, not the model. A robot couple fine dining with Eiffel Tower in the background. Teddy bear swimming at the Olympics 400-meter butterfly event. A marble statue of a koala DJ in front of a marble statue of a turntable. The koala has wearing large marble headphones. I personally think these results are a bit crazy. A transparent sculpture of a duck made out of glass. And note how they sort of did the same thing that DALL-E did, adding something to the image so they know it's generated with Imagen. Here's the architecture. So frozen text encoder, text embedding. So frozen text encoder, this probably means that this is just a pre-trained network and it doesn't influence on the training loop. And here we have the text to image diffusion model, super resolution diffusion model, and super resolution diffusion model. So what the network actually generates is just a 64 by 64 image, and then they have two super generation steps which go from here to here. That way, actually, that would be really cool because you can continue modifying your sentence and just generate this, and then only upsample when you like the image that you want. If you just have a model that does these two top steps, and the image gets to be 1024 by 1024. Visualization of imaging uses a large frozen T5XXL encoder to encode the input text into embeddings. A conditional diffusion model maps the text embedding into a 64 by 64 image. Imaging further utilizes text conditional super resolution diffusion models to upsample the image 64 by 64 to 256 and then to 1024. Large pre-trained language model by cascade diffusion model, deep textual understanding to photorealistic generation. Okay, so yeah, that's a pre-trained model. Imaging research highlights. We have that. Draw bench. Shiba Inu dog. I can't believe it. Red shirt, black leather jacket. This is super nice. I mean, the aesthetics are super nice. Limitations and societal impacts. There are several ethical challenges facing text-to-image research broadly. We offer a more detailed exploration of this in our paper and offer a summarized version here. At this time, we have decided not to release code or a public demo. In future work, we will explore a framework for responsible externalization that balances the value of external auditing with the risks of unrestricted open access. Second, the data requirements of text-to-image models have led researchers to rely heavily on large, mostly uncurated web-scraped datasets. While this approach has enabled rapid algorithmic advances in recent years, these data sets often reflect social stereotypes, oppressive viewpoints, and derogatory or otherwise harmful associations to marginalized identity groups. While a subset of our training data was filtered to remove noise and undesirable content, such as pornographic imagery and toxic language, we also utilize Leon 400M dataset, which is known to contain a wide range of inappropriate content, including pornographic imagery, racist slurs, and harmful social stereotypes. Imagen relies on text encoders trained on uncurated web scale data and thus inherits the social biases and limitations of large language models. As such, there is a risk that imaging has encoded harmful stereotypes and representations, which guides our decision to not release imaging for public use without further safeguards in place. Finally, while there has been extensive work auditing image to text and image labeling models for forms of social bias, there has been comparatively less work on social bias evaluation methods for text to image models. Right? Sprouts in the shape of text imaging. That's crazy. I mean that they can even write text. Imagine, illustrate, inspire. David Ha. Right, we have some tweet from Rob. A robot painting numerous artworks in a factory assembly line. Right, so we've got okay. Okay, so this is the paper. I'm just gonna save Imagen in my downloaded publications. So one thing to note is, these are hand-picked images. They were the most attractive, probably, and that's important because everything that is on the paper has been curated. They've handpicked these ones, and they're really good, but there's more to see by using the model for real. All right. Wow. I can. So this paper has 46 pages. All right. Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's ironic. This is gonna happen, right? Oh man. Okay, so Rob also sharing is a great image processing technical blog talks about super resolution. Bart Romsky. Right, I'm gonna share. So this is Bart Romsky. I'm gonna share that here. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think that's it. I have to go. Last thing, last thing. Oh, I didn't bring the. Maybe I can power this with a USB C that I have here. The Raspberry. Let me see if this works. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be able to power itself, but I'm going to grab an Ethernet cable. He works at Android Pixel at Google. Yeah, I'll take a look. I mean, seems there's a lot of good stuff here. Comparing images in frequency domain. Nice. A lot of content here. Let me quickly get an Ethernet cable. No, that's a short cable. All right, so I'm gonna have to put the Raspberry Pi close to the cable. All right. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I have to. I'll put this. All right. The Raspberry Pi is kind of hanging out of a cable. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm gonna see just really quickly. And if we can connect to Raspberry Pi local. All right. Huh. Okay. So I've connected the Raspberry Pi through Ethernet, so it's not Wi-Fi connected yet. But I can just do SSH Raspberry Pi local, and because my authorized SSH key is on that machine, I can connect to it, right? No warranty. Doesn't compromise me anyway. All right, so if I do this, right, I can see the file. So I'm inside of a Linux machine. These are some videos. And actually, there is no concept of, okay, so there's no state here. So if I do lib camera JPEG, I think. And let's take a photo here. Okay, so my output is this preview window and available. All right, so I'm taking a nonsense photo because there's, it's not pointing anywhere. Let me actually take a, so if I do this, it rewrites the photo. All right, so let me take a photo. Let's see if I show up here. All right. Oh, wait. All right, so I've taken a photo. So let's see. So that this is the size. For some reason, it's now got selected sensor format. Why is it having so many different formats? All right, so really quickly, again, we need to do more work on this, but I'm simply gonna try to download that photo. So let's go to live. Mm, it's like 74. So let's try to download that image from Raspberry Pi local. And this should be at home. No, and then there. All right. Permission denied. Oh, okay. It's not root. It's Pi. It's no actually. All right. All right. So this is the photo I've taken, and that seemed pretty good. I thought it was gonna be worse quality. So this is, yeah, around 4K. I don't know. It's a weird resolution. Yeah, so that's been taken from the sensor that is hanging from the Raspberry Pi. And I can also shoot video, and we need to go through a tutorial to install the drivers for the machine learning lobe, basically the drivers of the Braincraft. Yeah, so this is what we're gonna try to do, right? Okay, so that's a pet project I have, and again, we need to dedicate more time to this, and we're gonna look for collaborators. So stay up if stay tuned if you want to be part of these things. I would now go here. So let's try to see. Okay, so this is it for today. Thanks everyone who's watched online or connected live or watched offline or whatever. Thanks a lot for being there. You can support the channel by liking this video or other videos and sharing it with your friends. You can subscribe if you want to get notified when I go live next or when I upload new videos. It's really helpful if you tell me what things you like, what things you don't like, what you would like to see more of, what formats. Yeah, if you tell me, it will happen more often, because that is a hint for me that is what you like. So thanks a lot. I'll see you next time. And I'm really happy that you are connecting with us. Thanks a lot, Rob, Sajay, and Ankit, for connecting live on the chat and participating. I know some others connected as well but didn't talk. You still have the chance to write on the comments if you want to comment on this video, if you want to get to know us and talk to us and share your work or what you're passionate about or what you want to be learning from us or with us. Feel free to drop on the Discord server and tell us about it. And yeah, open job positions or collaboration positions coming up soon. I'll try to make my part and actually define what those roles have to be and what we need to get done. Bye again. Thank you guys. Have a good week or have a good weekend. We're close to the weekend now. Bye.